Happy Vlogmas book friends. It is hard to believe we are already thinking about 2026, but today I am here to share some of my favorite books by some of my favorite authors that I am hoping to reread in the new year. So come along as I share some of the stories I'm hoping to revisit. Hello, I'm Jen and welcome back to my reading life. How is it almost 2026? It's very hard to fathom that we are almost to a new year, another turn around the sun. And as such, I have been, of course, like many people are, thinking about goals and plans and resolutions, if you will, for the new year. And while I think overall my new year plans and goals really involve a lack thereof, I do like to have some structure and plans about my reading life, but this coming year I am going to keep things very simple, and I'll be sharing more about my reading goals and plans in an upcoming video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But today I thought I would share with you just some stories that I really love and are calling to me as potential rereads for the new year. I have talked in the past about my rereading journey, and I will link some of those videos that I have shared about rereading down in the description box below. So if you would like to check those out and find out a little more about what books I love to reread and what my rereading journey has been like, you can definitely give those a watch. But today is all about what I might like to revisit in the coming year. I have stories by favorite authors, I have some series, I have some standalones, I have some mysteries. So I think I have a little bit of a lot of different things in this stack. I'm going to go through them relatively quickly here and just give you kind of an overview of what I am thinking I want to reread. And let us start off with a couple of books that it actually hasn't been too long since I first read these, but I am already in the mood to revisit them. And they are a part of a series. They're the first two books in the series, and that is Miss Buncle's book and Miss Buncle Married by D.E. Stevenson. Now, I am actually planning a buddy read of Miss Buncle Married with my lovely friend Jacqueline, and I thought before I read that, I really should reread Miss Buncle's book as well. This was my very first D.E. Stevenson novel. It is the book that made me fall in love with her writing. I love Miss Buncle. She's fun, she's quirky, and just very quickly, this is the story of Miss Buncle. She ends up writing a book that only very loosely disguises all of the residents of her small village. And when the book comes out, they all recognize themselves and their neighbors in the book, and now they are trying to find out who wrote it. And many shenanigans and hijinks ensue, and this is just so lovely. And of course, the sequel is equally, if not more, lovely. This one has lots of domestic details in it, which you know that I love. Clearly, Miss Buncle has gotten married, but these are just so much fun. These are very high on my want to reread list. Can't go wrong with D.E. Stevenson. Next up, I pulled three books by another one of my very favorite authors, and these are three of her books that I have not read in quite some time, and I am very much looking forward to revisiting all of them. And the author I'm referring to is Mary Stewart, and the three books of hers that I want to potentially reread next year are The Ivy Tree, This Rough Magic, and Touch Not the Cat. So I think some of these I may not have read since I was in my late teens, early 20s. Definitely time for a reread. I love the Hodder Publishing reprints of these. The covers are so beautiful, and because most of my Mary Stewart books are very small mass market paperbacks, these bigger trade paperback size books are just so much easier on my eyes these days. So I'm very excited to have all of these in my collection. I think I now have every single one of her books in this new edition. Well, all of the ones they have reprinted, but they're so lovely. We have, of course, in all three of these, a young heroine. A couple of them I think are set in the summertime, so I will probably save them for summer. Let's see, This Rough Magic is about a young out-of-work actress. She's going to Corfu to visit her sister for the summer, and then a body washes up on the beach. So that sounds fun and romantic and suspenseful. Love the setting of Corfu. And then in the Ivy Tree, we have an old house and farm situated in Roman wall country. And we have a young woman named Mary who bears a remarkable resemblance to a missing heiress from this old home. And sounds like we must go from there, find out why she resembles this woman and what happened to her. And then finally with Touch Not the Cat, we have Brienne, and she has gone to Ashley Court, and she doesn't go there. That's where she lives. And her father dies under mysterious circumstances, and his final words are a cryptic warning to her. Oh, I guess she does return to Ashley Court. I am mistaken. She's been abroad. And now she has to find out what her father's message meant and what lies at the center of the overgrown maze in the gardens and who wants to prevent her from uncovering the truth. So yes, excited to have some romantic suspense novels on my rereading stack for next year, but I love Mary Stewart. They're such fun, fast reads, so they're always good if I need a bit of a palate cleanser in between other heavier books. So definitely excited for those. Next up in my potential rereads pile is the Queen of Crime herself, Agatha Christie. And I have again pulled 3 of her books that it's been a while since I've read these, and I just really want to revisit them. I am also really hoping in 2026 to continue on and potentially finish reading all of the Agatha Christie books I have yet to read. I have a number of them sitting right here on my shelf that I need to get to, and I did not get to them in 2025. Other things just took precedence this past year, so I actually didn't read much Agatha Christie, but that's okay. Some years are like that. I'm hoping to get back to it, and I'm actually hoping that the Read Christie 2026 challenge will perhaps help me to read some of the books that I haven't yet read, and also maybe I could fit some of these rereads into whatever categories they pick for each month, because I do love participating in that challenge. If you don't know about Read Christie, I will put a link to the website with all of the details down in the description box. So please check that out if you'd like a little bit of structure to help you maybe read some Agatha Christie books in the coming year. Theirs is a great one to follow. But the 3 books that I have pulled by Agatha Christie that I want to reread, I have 2 Poirot novels and 1 Miss Marple. First up, I have Murder on the Orient Express. It's been such a long time since I have reread this, and the last time I read it, I listened to the audiobook read by Dan Stevens, which is amazing. But it's been a really long time since I've read it in print, and I'm thinking that I might do that this time, just for fun, just for something different, because I have listened to this on audio a couple of times, and as much as I love that, I thought it would be fun to do something different and read the print book. And then the second Agatha Christie Poirot novel that I picked is Evil Under the Sun. And in this one, Poirot is on holiday, I believe, and a young woman is found dead on the beach. And of course, Poirot is on hand to solve the mystery. And again, it's been quite a while since I've read this one, so I thought this might be a good one to put on my summer TBR. And yes, I love all of Agatha Christie's warm weather mysteries. It was between this and Murder in Mesopotamia. I am still thinking about maybe that one too. We'll see what mood I'm in when the time comes to want to read a sort of summary Agatha Christie book, but Evil Under the Sun is a great one. And then lastly, we have my very favorite Miss Marple, which I am just very much in the mood to reread. And that is, of course, The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. I think this is such a good mystery. I am so excited to revisit this one and see if maybe I can see any of the hints or clues that she plants throughout the book, leading us to the reveal, because the reveal of this one was a shocker to me the first time I read it. It's so good. I love it. Like I said, it's my favorite Miss Marple. It's a great one. And then next up is a beloved series from my childhood. And I started rereading this series a few years ago, and then I'm not sure. I just kind of got away from it, not for any particular reason, because I just adore this series, but I really want to come back to it. And that is the Betsy Tacy series by Maud Hart Lovelace. And I've read the first 4 books in the series, 4 or 5, I can't remember now. But I have these bind ups of the remaining 6 books, and I would love, love, love to reread them in 2026. So first there are Heaven to Betsy and Betsy in Spite of Herself. Next up is Betsy Was a Junior and Betsy and Joe. And then finally we have Betsy and the Great World and Betsy's Wedding. And Betsy and Tacy is such a lovely series because it is one where the complexity of the stories grows as the characters grow. So in the very first books, where Betsy and Tacy are very young, the writing is very simple. It's perfect for very, very young readers. And each book gets progressively more difficult and the writing more complex as you go along. So you can sort of grow with the stories as well, which I just think is such a lovely way to write a children's series. And by the time we get to Betsy's Wedding, I mean, really, that book is perfect for young adults, I mean, for anyone really. But yes, I'm so excited to finish my revisit of this just beloved, heartwarming series. It is so lovely about just young girls and friendship and growing up and coming into yourself and small town life. And it is just, they're so delightful. So if you've never read them, I highly recommend them. I think they are perfect for young and old alike. And then I have 2 final books, which have nothing to do with one another. The first one is another one I'm hoping to get to in the summertime. I have not read this book since I first read it, which was either right before or right after the movie of this book came out, and that is Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe by Fanny Flagg. This book is so fantastic. The movie is fantastic. The book is fantastic. Fanny Flagg is fantastic. It's just fantastic. I'm sure most of you are probably aware of the story of Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe, but if you've only seen the movie, then I highly, highly recommend reading the book. It is equally, if not more wonderful than the movie is. I cannot recommend it enough, and I'm very much looking forward to rereading this in 2026. And then finally is a book that I absolutely loved when I first read it, and I have no idea how I found this book. I know I checked it out from the library because I just recently bought a secondhand copy of this book this past year, and this may have just been something I saw on the shelf and the title stood out to me, and so I grabbed it and absolutely loved it. This is a book by a Canadian author, and it is very, very charming and lovely, and I never hear it talked about. And that is The Bachelor Brothers Bed and Breakfast by Bill Richardson. And this is the story of these twin brothers who start a bed and breakfast. And we really just follow along with the stories of them running this bed and breakfast. On the back it says, "Welcome to the Bachelor Brothers Bed and Breakfast, a rustic retreat on a beautiful island. Your hosts are the endearingly eccentric Hector and Virgil, twins by birth, though not by nature. Their B&B attracts a particular and sometimes peculiar clientele." This is just charming and lovely, and I'm so excited to revisit this. This might have to happen early in the new year because I've been wanting to reread it ever since I grabbed this copy off of Thrift Books, and I got this, oh gosh, I actually bought this in November of 2024. It is time for my reread. Very much looking forward to this one. This is just such a charming little book. There is actually a sequel to this. The sequel is not quite as good as this first book, but I highly recommend this first book. If you can get your hands on it, definitely give it a read. And that wraps up some of the books that I am considering rereading in 2026. Ever since I began my rereading journey, rereading has brought so much joy and contentment to my reading life. I know not everyone is a rereader, and for the majority of my life, I wasn't either, but I do have to say there is something to it. It's like watching your favorite movie over and over again, or your favorite television show. It's just curling up again in a world that's familiar with characters that you love, and there's something so satisfying and comforting about that. And I can't wait for my 2026 rereads. I will be wrapping up the rereads that I read in 2025. That will be coming in January, along with the rest of my 2025 wrap-ups and my plans for 2026 as well, in terms of what I'm going to be reading, what my goals are. If I have any goals at all, we shall see. So stay tuned for all of those videos, which will be coming very soon. And it is hard to believe, but this is the second to last day of my Vlogmas videos. It has been so lovely spending December with all of you. Thank you all so much for your support, for watching all of these videos. Let's chat down in the comments below. Let's chat about rereading. Let's chat about what you're currently reading. Let's chat about how your December is going in general. And have you enjoyed Vlogmas? I really hope that you have. Let's chat about all the bookish things down in the comments below. And if you're here but you don't have anything you'd like to add in the comments, but you'd like to let me know you were here, why don't you leave some book emojis, of course. Lots and lots of book emojis to indicate rereading all of those favorite books. I would love to see those, and they really do brighten my day, and they do help my channel as well. And if you could hit that like button and also hit that hype button if you are so inclined, I would very much appreciate it. And if you haven't already and you'd like to see more videos like this one going forward, I'll be back to my regular Tuesday and Friday posting schedule after the holidays. And I would love to have you join my bookish community. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and please stay for all the bookish content still to come. Thank you again so much for being here, for watching, for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. And for the very last time this Vlogmas, I'll be back tomorrow. And until then, happy holidays and happy reading. Bye!